Hey, it's Brad Parker, Crystal Palace fan, and you are listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. It's a parade.
You're goddamn right it was a parade. Sorry, Russ, for Everton against Palace. You know what Palace was? Not a parade, Graham. Palace was a show.
Yeah, it was something like that.
You know,
yes.
We didn't get a lot of real answers, but there's definitely some problems in the Premier League right now for some teams.
But it's early days, mate.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Looks great in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, he didn't raise no quitter, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing, buddy?
Apparently, I did raise a quitter. I'm just not going to let her quit.
You're not just going to let her quit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hockey field is a tough sport.
Tough gig.
It's grueling and demanding on us all, you know?
It's a tough gig, especially when it's 82 degrees inside the facility.
And, you know, speaking of someone who has played the hockey field and on the ones and twos, the lovely producer Mel. How you doing over there, producer Mel?
I am keeping the streets safe from misinformation.
You know, yes, you are. You know what else she's probably going to need to do? Is Mel going to have to come over, have a little pep talk with your second child?
I think she'll be fine eventually. I think she was just in a mood, to be honest. What she needs to do is talk to Jean-Philippe Mateta and ask him why he built that State House dome so fucking weird.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It is at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email whenever you want.
Very good. You get a marker today instead
That's
of a
fine.
pen just because that was the first thing I fucking
No
grabbed.
problem. It's part of the reason I only print my notes on one side of the piece of paper.
Very good.
I know it's a waste,
Huh?
but I don't want to ruin the good work I put in.
You know, it's hours and hours of work from you.
It fucking is.
It really is. Everybody just thinks there's a lot that goes into it. Now, if somebody would want to support the show, get this show ad-free, or even get the chance to listen to our newest Injury Time, which was the Whiskey Show that you could be invited to as well. How would one go about doing that, Mr. Graham?
Very easy. It's patreon.com/DU Football Show. Sign up to that $5 tier, and you get all those cool perks and amazing additions to your DU Football Show experience.
I absolutely love it. So, yeah, we did the Whiskey Show this weekend, and if you're a Patreon person, you do get an invite. Most can't make it because they're in different parts of the country. Some get on a plane and fly their happy asses out here for it.
And Taylor was in studio for the second time getting that done.
Yeah, exactly. It was very good. It was a good night as a whole. I was very happy.
Yeah, so was I. I thought it was excellent. Everybody hung out. Food was good. Just sort of potlucky. Yeah, and until it started raining, and then we couldn't figure out you could do this with one person tent that you told us.
You know what? You could until apparently you take it to the beach one time and it gets sand in it, and then fuck being operational anymore.
So my whole back was fucking soaked.
Well, you know, not the last time your whole back's going to be soaked. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, I thought it would be apropos because of the Whiskey Show to enjoy last year's number one. Why don't you tell everybody what we're drinking tonight?
So we are drinking the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. This one whiskey of the year. Excuse me, for 2025.
Yes, 2025.
This is 108 proof. It's aged 12 years and 3 months, and this is the batch that actually won.
Not always
that number
easy to
one
find.
whiskey, which is not always easy to find. But this is batch number A925.
Elijah Craig, everything their barrel proof stuff is always good.
It's always phenomenal.
Their barrel proof bourbon has won best whiskey as well.
A couple times, yeah. And for me, 108 seems a bit low, but then you remember it's rye, and you also remember that it's 12 years old. So a little bit of a lower proof coming out the barrel makes a little bit more sense. The last Elijah Craig barrel proof that I got was one of my store's single barrels, bourbon, and that was 136.2 proof. It was a fucking big boy.
Well, also bourbon, it was probably 6 years old.
Only 6 year old, exactly right.
Makes a
I think it was
massive
6 years,
difference.
2 months, that one.
This is old school classic American rye. This has got that big mint eucalypty thing, a lot of peppery spice, still some candied sweetness to it as well. We both just went ahead and threw it on a cube because we're just having the one tonight. It's a little later. We've all been running amok here this whole weekend, so it's going to be a slightly subdued variant of the Drunkard United Football Show. We're going to leave the spiciness for the commentary, right?
All right. It's the weirdest transition I've ever heard you do.
Cheers, my friend. What else do we always need to do?
Always remember to drink responsibly. Bud.
I just like to let you sit there and stew with it
It's
from
just
time to
weird
time,
that-
you know? I mean, what are you talking
Leave
about?
the
weird?
spiciness for the commentary.
What I
The
mean,
hot takes are you bringing?
I got plenty of takes.
I mean, this looks like Everton and Hull had a baby.
Yeah, you know, well,
This shirt.
yeah. Hey, but we won.
Both of you did.
Yeah, we did. Let's get right into it. We open with two impressive home winners versus two bigger clubs that I guess didn't know the season started yet. Brentford 3, Spurs 0, Brighton 4, Villa 0. The Bees impress at home, completely dominate, and led by their new signing, midfielder Sangare, who had an assist, but what he did on the pitch was much greater than the singular assist that he had.
Much more than that.
He bossed the fucking game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Brentford dominated the opening stanza of the game, without a doubt. Spurs couldn't even get out their own half. I mean, I think the first stat they threw up underneath the scoreboard was Brentford had like 9 or 11. It was somewhere around there. Touches in their opponent's box. Spurs had 1. They just never made it out the dressing room, Spurs.
I liked the running gag that I've been seeing all day today, which was Spurs and Tonali decided to break out a new position, the false 6.
Yeah, yeah, that was really good. Obviously, Brentford were rewarded on the 12th minute through Keane Lewis Potter. But what was better to me than just the fact that they scored? Obviously, I'm an Arsenal supporter. Anytime Spurs get scored on is fantastic news.
Right, you're a happy boy.
But it was the manner, man. They absolutely picked Tottenham apart with good, quick, one-touch, relatively basic football. And Spurs made Brentford look absolutely world-class.
Oh, it also didn't help. Spurs just didn't even seem to go into any tackles even.
No, they were
Like, it just seemed lifeless.
just nobody took responsibility for anything. And I can't remember who it was that said it, but it might have just been a meme I saw on the internet. But it's kind of true. If you look over the last few seasons, the 3-4 years, Spurs have become the club of excuses.
Yeah.
It's excuse after excuse. Well, if we had this player back, if we had that player back, if we didn't have this injury, if the referee did something different, it's always an excuse, but they actually mean it.
Yeah.
It's not the Jurgen Klopp, it's a windy day trying to deflect from his team's bad performance, which is part of a manager's job, right?
Right.
It's Wenger going, oh, I didn't see the challenge, right? I mean,
Didn't bring to the game not just the basics of
It's
football, I
this
believe,
shit.
the basics of life.
exactly. It's because the press is going to pick that up rather than talk about how your players were pieces of shit.
And
Spurs were just pieces of shit.
Zerbi called him out a little bit there too. At the end, like, we have to play more aggressive. We have to play livelier.
Well,
we have
his post match on the final preseason game, he said, like, yeah, we're not ready. It might have been the pre-match to this one, but he said out loud, "We're not ready,"
and he reiterated that in the post presser. He was just like, "Yeah, we're not ready."
And it goes back to last season. I mean, with Xavi Simons, as they began to right the ship is a stronger term than I mean it to be, but they survived,
escape with their lives.
Yeah, when they got through by the skin of their teeth, Simons was starting to play better. That midfield just doesn't have a ball carrier. They can't retain the ball.
No.
And that was evident in the second goal. A bad pass out of the back, and then a very weak challenge to keep that ball. That was a bad pass. Turned it immediately over to Brentford. And was it Janelt or somebody had a fantastic shot? Oh, it was Jensen. Dispossessed Bergvall. Rifled a shot that was saved by Kinski, but it fell to Janelt, who finished it into essentially an empty net.
And
it was just...
And Bergvall, where he lost the ball, again, another weak-ass tackle. Like, go through and get... Like, you say this all the time as when you play defender. Man or ball, never both.
Get past you. Exactly right.
And both easily got past Bergvall because all he was just kind of throw his foot out and fall over.
Just kind of...
Yeah. So here's the question for you then, because
we're so indecisive.
We're looking at this, them as a whole. Is it an organizational problem?
Yes.
Or is it on De Zerbi? Because De Zerbi set the lineup, and De Zerbi's already making excuses for him before they even start the game.
It's an organizational problem.
I mean, do they need to just flat out get rid of every fucker that has played for this team for the last couple of years and just
I think part of it, yes, it doesn't help
kids in the new signings and just don't let anybody else fucking play.
But the other time, how many times did Mickey van der Ven save them with his pace? He's out.
Yeah, he's
right.
Out. That's
They've decided to ship Vicario off. Now he's made some boneheaded decisions, but Kinski hasn't exactly been confident or good in general. I think 2 of these goals could have been savable, right? It went the wrong way for the pen as well. Wasn't even remotely close to it. Now, Igor Thiago obviously hit the post, and that came to Kinski's rescue.
Yeah, but I'll also say his defense kind of left him hanging out to dry. We're going to talk about
a few times.
We're going to talk about today's game at the end, where the defense didn't leave their goalie out to dry. Their goalie just dog shit.
So and then you also have the thing where 3 of the 4 players that played in Spurs' backline was brand new. Obviously, the midfield, Tonali's new. Bergvall, they've never played together. They're actually quite similar players. And then again, they don't have a ball carrier. They don't have somebody that can move them up the pitch. James Maddison still not ready to start after picking up a small knock. He played for a few minutes near the end. But it's again, they just couldn't do much, man. There was no creativity. Richarlison's terrible. I don't know what happened to him. I know he's always been streaky, but he's pathetic.
Oh, he was one of the few that really tried last season, and I think he's probably fed up and wants to be moved and wants to go somewhere.
So when you say is it De Zerbi, I don't think he's been there long enough to affect it. Number one,
right.
But then you have all these players, some of which were playing at the World Cup, some of which weren't, some of which are hurt, right? And that is true. But you have this truncated preseason, and De Zerbi's, they've thrown upwards of 300-odd million at the problem again. Right. I think it's just simply an organizational issue. Where it just doesn't. There's nobody. Look at the players. When Manchester United standards started to fail, you had Roy Keane grabbing people by the throats on his own team in the middle of the field in full view of everyone. Getting under, you fucking raise your game, son.
Right. Play.
You had Patrick Vieira doing that for Arsenal. You had, even James Milner at Brighton would look at somebody and dig him out if they did something stupid.
Precisely.
Before he left.
Scotty Parker with West Ham.
Steven Gerrard and Xabi Alonso doing it at Liverpool for years and years. You had Frank Lampard and John Terry doing it. Yeah. Mark Noble at West Ham. Yeah. You had all of these, real leaders. Spurs don't have a leader.
No, very true. They don't.
And there's nobody to hold anyone accountable there.
And they spend $500 million, and then you have Brentford, They let Jordan Henderson walk, and they go out and they find Sangare in France and get
different
him,
players, but yeah, I
and
take
get
the point.
him someone that's going to command the middle of the field and hold on to the ball and make good passes.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Jordan Henderson's long in the tooth, but that's
And also
what
more
Jordan,
of a defensive midfielder,
but
just
that's
in general.
but it's also what Jordan Henderson could do. He could hold the ball and he could pick a pass. Right, he could help control your midfield. He could slow it. He could give it
slow it
stable
down when it needed to be
and
slowed
make
down.
it stable.
Yeah.
And Sangare plays his first fucking professional match with this club, and it's fine. And Spurs go and literally spend more money than they've ever spent before on an entire team, and not one fucking guy on the pitch could figure out how to do that. Not one. Like, just baffling. And here's the sad thing. Brentford now a better organization as a whole than Spurs?
They're a better organization as a whole than most clubs.
Yeah.
But they can't pay the wages that Spurs can pay.
Of course.
They can't pay the transfer fees that Spurs can pay. What Spurs seem to fail to do is buy a team.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying individuals that are decent, but they're not buying a team.
Right.
And they also don't have a leader that can bring these people together.
And that leads me into our next game here is with what the Bees are doing.
Well, but first,
please. Okay, go ahead. You want to talk about the third goal?
It encapsulates everything.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see when the Spurs players went to walk over and clap the fans that were still there?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the fat bloke at the top of the steps just holding his hands up with a perplexed face going
I saw that.
like this?
Yeah.
That's exactly what in the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what we've found now is that there's this little place for smaller clubs that are they're setting up a system, and it doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the players are. There will always be a next man up. They will trust their scouting system.
It's Moneyball. It's the Oakland Athletics. It's Moneyball.
And that's Brentford, and that's Bournemouth, and it's Brighton. And all we were talking about was Danny Welbeck's gone. Who's going to score the goals? Didn't appear to be a fucking problem.
Didn't appear to be a problem at all. And Hinshelwood, who's been playing right back, on occasion for them the last few seasons, played the number 10, and Jorginho Rutter up front, who's not a natural number 9. But they made it work with this false 9. Now, for those of you...
It also helped that Villa just went defense. Yeah.
So,
not necessary.
We'll get on to it. I think Villa, though, I think this is a freak result. I think they'll be fine.
Yes, that we're going to talk about how Spurs and Villa are different despite the very bad beatings.
But I just, for anyone that's new to the show, part of Injury Time, we talk about our it's the preview of the upcoming weekend. We also talk about our fantasy teams there a bit, and we also do the side beers we've been drinking during the show. Now I bring this up because of Brighton, a very progressive city, obviously in England. It's actually the National Pride Parade is not in London. It's in Brighton,
right?
In the UK. Part of not that it's pride, but it isn't kind of, off the normal, sexual preferences, swingers. And because both of these two teams blew up, in the two most liberal cities in the country, I got a beer that I'll be talking about later called Pineapple Grenade because we just blew up the spunk all over both of these clubs.
Oh, producer Mel, go ahead and unmute yourself. I know you don't want to talk about it, but you gotta.
I was hoping you guys would forget about this. It was bad. I mean, at one point, it looked like youth soccer because everyone was around the ball going, "Ooh, my ball, my ball, my ball." And like Taylor comes around the corner, he's like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
Yeah, it was nuts. So for 7.5 minutes, Villa were all right.
Yeah,
and then everyone forgot what they were doing.
Well,
Pineapple Grenade.
Yeah,
you're getting gangbanged.
Yeah, like They forgot how to play defense. The midfield couldn't hold on to the ball. It didn't matter who was up top because nobody was fucking getting it to them, right? And,
it was so weird, man.
And there's the goals, right? There's the two from Hinchcliffe, De Kuyper, the kid that played on the outside, had an assist and a goal as well.
Yeah, Maxim De Kuyper, and he was excellent. I thought he was absolutely fantastic.
Was the fourth goal where it rebounded off of the sidebar? Is that an assist to yourself?
No.
Because he passed it to himself.
No,
that doesn't.
You don't get a goal and an assist for that. No,
like he passed it to himself, or like rebound, and like nobody was like, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, mate, go and try again."
And
like, wow.
And it's easy to say,
"Give me the fucking Malort."
Like they're missing.
Give me the fucking Malort.
They're missing Manzambi. Garnacho wasn't fully up to speed yet. Like,
that's gonna fix it. That's gonna fix it.
Hold on,
we had Ollie Watkins and Emi Martinez sitting on the fucking bench.
And apparently, and we're going to talk about this when we get to PalaceEverton too, disgruntled striker Ollie Watkins apparently had refused to play when he was put on the bench, which is I understand as a player you want to get paid more money, but like I don't understand where it could go so horrifically wrong with a club. I mean, you have had success. You're scoring double-digit goals. Like
you're in the Champions League, right?
They tried to move you per your request. Nobody wanted you.
You know why? Because you know who scored last season? ABW.
Anybody but Watkins, yeah. But Watkins still ended up with double digits. Like he still got 10.
What I think it is with him is he's 30 now. People aren't necessarily sold on him. He had the opportunity to move to his boyhood club 2 years ago. Villa chose not to sell him. He was very important to Villa, and I understand why they didn't do that.
Right.
But they were also at the past season and a half, 2 seasons, whatever it's been, at 94% of their turnover on wages. So they couldn't offer him more money.
Do you think in his mind he should have a championship ring right now?
No, I don't think he was. I think he probably would have been better than Gyökeres in Gyökeres's first season, but Gyökeres is a touch younger, so why would we spend that money on Ollie?
Yeah, true.
The thing is, I think he feels like this is his last chance at a big contract, because if it drags till he's 32, really nobody's going to want him, and he's going to have to take a step down.
Right. Fair.
And if Al Hilal really is in, which it seems legit,
he'll take the payday.
He'll take the payday for generational wealth. Now, you also have the added thing in for England. Ivan Toney got called up by Tuchel. So maybe he's thinking, I can get the payday and still be in contention.
Right. Still have a chance to play for in Europe.
Right.
Now,
and triple his wages.
But here's the other thing. So they're missing a lot of players, but they did have Gomez ready to start in the middle of the pitch.
And he looked all right for a few minutes, but you could see his demeanor and his face. He has resting bitch face.
He's going to do so much better the next game.
Oh, he's suspended
from the bench. Damn. And then the game after
he's not even allowed on the bench.
He had a yellow, and then he got away with not getting a second yellow, and then said, "Oh, you didn't give me the second yellow to send me off? Fuck you, straight red. Get me the fuck out of here. I want no part of this."
It was as if he had a bookie that said, if you play in the Arsenal match, we're going to like slice you up. And he's like, oh, no problem.
He was growing increasingly frustrated throughout the game. Obviously, the manner of the first goal.
I'm sorry, throughout the game, you mean throughout the first half, because he was gone before halftime.
So the manner of the first goal was absolutely absurd. Right. It was a terrible pass inside.
Yeah.
There's no reason to play that ball.
Yeah.
At all, to literally no one but a Brighton player.
Yeah.
In loads of space inside of your own box. Then was it De Kuyper?
It was the one. That's the one that hit off Linda.
It was De Kuyper, but he actually swiveled.
Yeah.
Janked, whatever defender it was that tried to tackle him. Janked out the way, turned, hit a good shot. Ended up hitting a post. Lindelof tries to get back. It hits Lindelof in the chest, goes in. You can't let your body drop after that.
Right.
You have to. Shit happens. It's 7 minutes into the fucking game.
Yeah, it's
let's band together and figure this out.
Start of the season.
João Gomez did not do that. João Gomez went, I can't believe this fucking Looney Tunes shit, and decided to maul people.
Oh, what are you trying to prove? I'm trying to destroy something beautiful.
Yeah,
exactly.
It just wasn't good. But then it's absolutely diabolical. When De Kuiper's goal was good. It was decent football. It was a good cross. Good finish. What I don't like is the back-to-back within 40 seconds. I mean, it was essentially straight from the kickoff,
and they were tap-ins. They were easy. They were very, very easy ones.
It was the first one was De Kuiper's. It was a very good cross, a hockey assist. He doesn't get credit for it, but to the back post where Brighton's Gomez heads back across and hits what has the easiest header of his career, and then the other one was another just piss poor giveaway, almost similar to the Tottenham one.
So Mel, you getting ready to do your shot there?
I was like, my Malort's not going to drink itself.
So we got Malort. Every time, if you're new to the show, every time your team loses, you have to do a shot of Malort. So Mel, allow me to give you a little entrance music.
In my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
And for those who don't know, Malort is the challenge shot of Chicago. They love it. Everyone else in the world hates it. It is described as a Polish bitter or an herbal liqueur. It tastes, you best described it over the years as if earwax threw up.
Yep, pretty much
It's spicier than I remember.
And the final thing I wanted to say with, could this be trouble in paradise for Villa? Possibly. They started slow last year. Like Mel had said to me after the game was over, she was like, hey, it's an improvement. We lost 5-0 in the opener last year.
Yeah, right.
But if there's someone who can fix everything and get it straight, it's Unai Emery.
Yeah, I saw some crazy shit on Talk Sport, the British talk radio station that covers only sports, given its name.
I mean, that's almost as good as my spicy takes, killer.
Thanks, bud.
Well done. That was
everything you need to know is right there in the name, bud.
Yeah,
Talk Sport.
Yeah.
But famed commentator and Rangers legend Ali McCoist said that he thinks Unai Emery, after this result and being frustrated with the club selling everybody, obviously Ezri Konsa has now joined Arsenal.
Yep.
And very close to the end of the window as well, with a potential to not being able to find a suitable replacement. He said any team that starts with Victor Lindelof and Pau Torres as their starting center backs deserves to lose. And then he said Unai Emery, he believes, is becoming frustrated with the Villa hierarchy and potentially could walk away from the club. I think that's a bit much.
He ain't walking away.
I also
He'll
don't
walk away
think
at the end of the year, but he ain't gonna be like, nah, fuck this and walk away.
But I also don't think Villa are in that much trouble.
No.
This was a freak result. Brighton notoriously are quite good at home.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, with Bournemouth, with Brentford, and Brighton, we saw it in the Arsenal game as well.
Mm-hmm.
These are the teams with the most continuity, really, in terms of hierarchy to playing staff thought process.
They all know what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody does their job.
And they only buy people that seem to buy into the process
and
not necessarily worry about who's next to them, right?
And you look at a club like Brighton, who has just kept selling people. Like, I mean, they got $30 million for Danny Welbeck. Like,
right. But what I'm saying is you look the antithesis to that is you look at Spurs, who just buy anyone.
Right.
It seems.
Yeah.
But these 4 or 5 clubs, the continuity within their thought process and only buying people that buy into that thought process makes total sense that this would happen. And for Emery to be put in a position where 3 or 4 of his stalwarts are gone and one is sitting on the bench saying, I'm not coming on, or I refuse to play today, and then he names him on the bench anyway, it would have been better to just leave him out the squad. Yeah. To be honest, and not even have the negativity in the dressing room.
It might have just been Emery just going, fuck you, I want you on the bench. Everybody's you're gonna have to sit there and have the camera in your face. Sorry, jackass.
And João Gomez just being frustrated at the situation seemingly and then doing something rash. Just had a rush of blood to the head, and it decided to do that, which was dumb, right? I think Villa's going to be fine. I think it's a freak result, and it's just kind of a perfect storm of bullshit. I expect them to be much better against Arsenal, although I don't expect them to get over the line just yet.
Yeah, and Brentford are gonna fucking sell Sangare probably to Tottenham next year for like
140 million. Yeah.
Two of the newly promoted sides open their Premier League campaigns with wins, while it's just the same old Man United. Hull City 2, Manchester United 0, Ipswich 2, Sunderland 1. I had told you that what Hull was going to do, at home particularly, was get behind the ball, make it really fucking tough on you, and they were going to make you pay on set pieces. I just didn't expect that they were going to do it the first match of the season against Manchester United. But they did exactly what we thought they would do.
Well, us and everyone else except for Manchester United. So I want to
just let them do it.
I want to start with Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes's. It's weird to say. I want to start with his comments post-match. But we didn't really have an answer because all of our preparation and stuff, we had been training to play against a back four, not a back five. Now, let's go back to the game. Sorry, let's go back to last season. Hull's late season resurgence and push for the playoffs and subsequent dispatching of those playoffs to secure promotion were all done with a back five.
You have all the film to look at. How do you not prepared for that?
Michael Carrick and the Manchester United coaching staff was preparing their players to play against a back four, not a back five. Also, the players apparently, judging by the evidence and the 2-0 scoreline, couldn't take it upon themselves to work out what the fuck they needed to do against a far inferior opposition.
They're at home. Last time I checked, you were just in the World Cup starting for fucking Portugal, a team that made it into the second round of the fucking World Cup. You can't figure out how to break down a back five instead of a back four.
It was an absurd thing to say.
Yeah.
But what a result for Hull. We shouldn't take anything away from them. They were organized, way more organized than I thought they were going to be. Their support was behind them. You could see they were feeling it. Again, it was about 13, 14 minutes. Villa only lasted about 7.5. This was about 13 or 14 minutes in for United, but then they ran out of ideas already.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you do that with Mbeumo, with Cunha? These are some of the most creative attacking players in the world with Bruno Fernandes, who last season, what did he do? Assist leader.
Yeah, the assist leader.
You can't find anybody?
Right. You couldn't pick a pass. You couldn't
So, but after that first 13, 14 minutes, you get those couple of shots on target, which were fairly tame, to be honest. Well, and Mbeumo was actually a decent hit and a good save.
Lemons was the one making the bigger saves.
Throughout the game, I think that first save against Mbeumo, I think, was the save of the game.
Yeah, agreed.
But Lemons made more bigger saves.
Yeah.
Quantity more bigger saves.
Spicy take.
Rather than it's more bigger. It's more better.
It's hockey field.
Yeah. It was piss poor from United. It was absolutely terrible. 21 shots overall, just 5 on target. It speaks to no penetration, too many shots from outside the box, and people not keeping concentration. I mean, those are the only 3 reasons you take so many shots and not put anything on target, unless there's loads of blocks, which there weren't.
There weren't.
It was poor.
You know what it reminded?
And Ollie McBurney. Where the fuck did that performance come from? I've seen him loads of times for Sheffield United in the Premier League. He's never played like that before.
Yeah.
What was that?
And it's the match reminded me of the United that lost 1-0 to a 10-man Everton team. That's what it looked like. It just looked void of any creation at all. Hull never looked truly bothered by them at all.
No.
And for me, Hull is going to get found out because, newsflash, everybody, this is how Hull is going to play every single game. It's not that hard to break this down.
And Ollie McBurney cannot maintain that level of form.
No. And there's going to be matches
a result or two like this.
This. Like I already jokingly told you, it was like Everton's losing to him 1-0 at Hull City because that.
Well, you also your club loves to lose to newly promoted teams as well.
Precisely.
In the last few years specifically. Mm-hmm. But the other piece to this too is, like you said, with in a different game with the goalkeeper just being absolute dog shit. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about a defense selling out their own goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Maguire was marking 2 of his own players at one point.
Yeah.
I think it was for the second goal.
Mm-hmm.
When the ball came off the post, Lemon saved the initial shot and the ball came off the post. And that was Noble Mendy that put that one in, that reacted to it. But it was just I'm baffled by this decision.
But you know what?
This result here is one of the reasons we don't bet on the first week of the season.
But you know we have to talk about it, right?
Okay.
The Hull City supporters, Mel, did you see this? They were doing "You're being mauled by a tiger."
Yeah.
You're being mauled by a tiger. You're being mauled by a tiger. I'm like, shouldn't the claws be out? Like, why are all your hands in like you're starting to lick and rub your like?
Those are bath hands.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And then of course,
and it wasn't being done seriously. It was being done to take the piss.
Oh, of course. And to add insult to injury, all trains to Manchester were canceled.
So then they were stuck in that hellhole all night. Brilliant.
So fucking brilliant.
And they finished the game singing, "You're going home in a taxi."
Yes.
You're going home in a taxi.
All right. And then, of course, a big win for the newly promoted side. Tractor Boys look like they're ready to be back in the Prem, man.
Gag O'Neill had them going, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
It was the first 20 minutes of this game were claw your eyes out tentative, fucking annoying, to be quite honest.
And this is what we expect from Sunderland on the road. They, other than when they beat the crap out of Everton at the end of the season, for the most part on the road, they weren't not very particularly good.
Yeah, they picked up a fair amount of draws, but they weren't particularly good on the road.
Right.
The other thing is, I think, again, a bit of a truncated preseason. Obviously, different tactics with the Dutch national team versus your club side. Brian Brobby missed a bunch of chances that he last season put away.
Yes.
I think that'll get figured out and we'll be just fine. Yeah. I think, again, this is one of those just sort of not freak results because it was a competitive game eventually.
Ultimately, the subs changed the game.
Well, Julio Enciso, though. I mean, things that he did for Brighton. He looked like the Julio Enciso from Brighton before he spent the season on loan at Ipswich the last time they were up.
He really did. He looked good.
Because that season, when he was on loan at Ipswich, he did fuck all. Then he did a season in Germany, I think, France in Strasbourg. Might have actually worked with Gag O'Neill there. And then came back. They bought him outright this time, Ipswich did. And he kind of bossed that game to an extent. I thought he was excellent. But
there's Clark as the sub.
Right. Yeah.
He ultimately gets the game winner.
The game winner. Yeah. Who was a Sunderland player, I think, at one point. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Sunderland's going to be okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think this is any real kind of marker for them or any sort of worry point. Now if they go and lose the next 3 games 2-1, you go, okay, maybe something's not wrong.
Right.
Or something's not right, rather. Something is kind of wrong under the surface. But similar, not really similar, but where I don't really worry about Villa, I don't worry about Sunderland.
Yeah, there's a lot of these matches where you saw teams lose and you're like, yeah, they'll be all right, right? Like, but then there's some that you watched, and we're going to get on to some of them. Spurs was one that made you go, ooh. United was one that made you go, ooh. Like, what that? Like, all are supposed to be contending for a title. That's not how you contend for a title.
But like the Villa game reminded me of and this game didn't even remind me of this particular speech, although there were kind of shades of it. But do you remember the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, the kind of comedy about the NFL strike? When Gene Hackman asked Keanu Reeves what he was most scared of in sports, what does he fear the most in sports? And he said quicksand. And everybody just kind of laughed and looked around. I was like, what do you mean? It was one of the more serious moments of the film. And he said, because you think everything's going fine. And so you fight and you fight and you fight. But the more you fight, the more the quicksand drags you down.
You just keep sinking.
Until you're suffocating.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Right?
Yeah.
That was Villa to me. Right? They kept trying. It wasn't like they weren't giving it an effort. They were just completely falling apart, and everything they tried fucking
didn't work. It just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. This Sunderland, to me, kept going, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And then the final whistle went, and they went, shit, it's not fine.
Yeah, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
there were shades of it. Like, they kept going. They didn't let their shoulders drop. They kept playing. It's just it's hard for the newly promoted teams at home on the opening day because their fans are so up for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to get into those games.
It's ultimately, when it's all said and done, for both Hull and Ipswich, if you're going to stay up, you got to win games at home, and these are the games you got to win when nobody expects you to.
Yep.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Arsenal 3, Coventry 0, Everton 2, Palace 0, Leeds 1, Forest 0, Man City 2, Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 3, Fulham 2. Gunners made it look easy. They look like the fucking champions.
Hold on. A very nervy 45 seconds right at the start.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
3 goals, 3 different goal scorers. They were playing at twice the speed of Coventry. Now, I think Frank purposely set up his team and just went, we got the wrong draw. At least this is out of the way. At least it's the first game.
Yeah.
Let's not get our teeth kicked in 7-0, guys. If we can get a goal, great. Otherwise, just sit the fuck back and try to weather
they
it.
were the most unlucky with their draw. Not that you want to draw Manchester United the first game of the season, but the fact
at least get them at home.
But the fact that they were at home is a big deal for Hull, right? I think Coventry got the raw end of the bargain here, having to go to the Emirates, the home of the champions.
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Okay.
But Arsenal settled in quickly after that opening 45 seconds and pretty much dominated the rest of the game. I mean, their first shot on target, Coventry, wasn't until the 86th minute, or 85th minute, something like that. So what I will say, very encouraged by the preseason and then this first game of Cristiano Solis. He was excellent on that left side. Absolutely phenomenal. And that's going to be a theme with people that have betted in quite quickly because coming up at the end, a little bit of foreshadowing, Sam, Chelsea had a lot of people connecting that weren't previously associated with the club until just a few weeks ago. So it was good to see. There's not much you can judge off this.
Yeah. You don't, honestly, for Coventry, it's next week. Coventry are at home to Hull next week. I hate to say it that it's a must win this early in the season. It's a must win for
you need to pick up the points against the people around you, right? And everyone expects Coventry, Ipswich, and Hull to find it difficult,
right,
in the long term this season. Yeah, it's a big deal to pick these points up for sure.
Absolutely the case. For sure. And for you, lots of rotation, lots of subs.
Well, and that was the other thing Rob and I were talking about on when we texted Friday night after the game, after I left you guys at the pub, was Mikel Arteta subbed Declan Rice off at like 64 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Good.
He's going to need to be able to do that this season.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do that this
season. So he got Saka off the field.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what it's going to have to be.
At like 68 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it was.
If you're winning comfortably, get the fucking guys off the fucking pitch.
Subs. They were smart subs, and limited the minutes of the players that carried a majority of the load last season.
Absolutely.
So it was lovely.
For me, was this good for the Toffees or concerning for Palace? Because I think it's a little bit of both, but for me, it was much more concerning for Palace than it was Everton. Looked great.
Now, he was a bit streaky last season, and I know there's been 2 different now transfer windows of speculation and unsettlement for Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Mm-hmm.
That situation is still not resolved. There's still 2 weeks, 10 days of the transfer window open. Well, 2 weeks, actually.
Ishmael Sarr didn't play because he doesn't want to be there anymore either.
No, 8 days.
8 days.
As we record this now. And Ismail Sarr might be off the turkey as well.
Yeah, because he does not want to. He's flat out said, sell me. I don't want to be here.
They lose those 2 people. Big problems.
Yeah.
Big problems. Mateta should have put Palace in front early.
Oh, yeah. Put the one off the post. Should have. Yeah.
There's another one he's fucking skied.
Yeah.
It was absolutely horrible. And that was an easier chance than the one he hit the post on.
And then Pickford makes the fucking dandy. I mean, shocker. Jordan Pickford makes a world-class save in a fucking Premier League match.
Right.
It's what he fucking does. I did yell out while we were at the Hoko Brew Hive for it, which big shout out to the Baltimore Toffees, 50 strong, like a really good turnout.
That's fucking awesome. It makes the match going experience so much better.
And but I did yell out that when he made the save, I go, "Oh, too bad those little tiny arms were able to get to the ball." And everybody laughed their asses off.
Nice.
So it was beautiful. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But Everton survived that storm, and Jai has a chance. And then again, Pickford had to make the first great save of the season, like you said, for him through Eddie Nketiah, diverted the ball onto the post. Mateta then hit the post directly from a shot, but just before halftime, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, sublime fucking strike. Absolutely gorgeous. And surprisingly, Daniel Munoz was caught in possession for that chance to be created. Now, he may be Palace's best player this season, Daniel Munoz.
He may not be at Palace before the end of the transfer window.
Correct. I think a team like Liverpool that can't seem to find a right back, much like you, I don't know what it is about the Scouts. Maybe it's just they associate the right with the Tories.
What's
Well, it is Tory, but
what's a right back? We had a German out on the right hand side of the defensive end of the field, but he's not a right back.
No,
he had
and neither is Frimpong for Liverpool. He was terrible as well.
He had a pretty decent game, and with Njai on the right, I'd rather see Njai on the left, but with Njai on the right, those two were overlapping and creating. Now the only thing there is again, it's not that Everton were great; it's that Palace were so awful. Because if you try to do that shit against like Bournemouth this next week, we're gonna pay for it. Like they're gonna make us pay for it.
Oh yeah.
And the other last thing to say just about Everton, and then we'll finish on Palace, is like that wasn't their starting midfield. It was a 19-year-old kid in Harrison Armstrong who, by the way, had a stupendous match. He was fucking fantastic. And Hayden Hackney, who's the guy you just fucking signed, right? Mm-hmm. So no Gardner, no Norgard. Roll would probably be in that position. No TI. Like you're missing. That is not the fucking ideal starting midfield. And they made Wharton and Tanaka look like dog shit. Like they worked them.
Yeah.
But
they absolutely controlled the game. Tino Berry got off the mark already, which is good. He was obviously a bit streaky last season, missed some fairly easy chances, scored some amazing goals, which is always weird to me, right? Where somebody could, essentially, I mean, it's not that bad, but miss a tap in from 3 yards out, but then score a worldie from 35.
Came from Valencia in La Liga. He's now had a season under his belt. I guarantee you we're seeing probably
a different Tino Berry than we saw last season.
Probably somewhere between 12 and 15 in the league, probably close to 20 in all competitions.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. And if Njai and Dewsbury Hall can stay fit, because they're the ones providing the service for him, really. And Gardner when he comes back fit as well. I think they're good. I think y'all are obviously going to be fine. As things go. If Palace get picked off even more, I really worry for Palace.
That's ultimately what I got out of this match, that it wasn't
Strain Larson ain't it. We know that.
That it wasn't. I mean, he can score goals. He did in his first season at Wolves, but who's going to get him the fucking ball is the problem,
especially if Munoz is gone.
Right. If nobody's getting him the ball, he is a box in the box guy. He's not a create his own fucking shot kind of guy.
Yeah, but he's also not a 15, 17 goal scorer like Mateta is.
Yeah. So
that's the problem.
Nketiah looked decent.
Yeah, but maybe it's his time to finally step up and get it.
But this team is going to be in a lot of fucking trouble. Like, for me, again,
they could realistically be in a lot of trouble.
It wasn't about Everton looking particularly good. It was about Palace looking bad, and you can't just brush it off as Palace sucks whenever they go to Everton, because they do. They've been horrible when they go to Everton.
Yeah, it's a bad history there.
That result was much bigger
that one time they played there
than just having to play at Everton.
Right.
Like, it's just, that is more of a symptom of the organization than that was.
I think so as well.
Going to a tough place to play.
But if they lose the pieces that have been rumored to be leaving,
they're in big trouble.
They're in big trouble, and they may be the favorites for that third spot going down. Because I do still believe it's Ipswich and Hull. I think Palace might creep into that conversation.
Could very well
and could be the ones that keep Tottenham in the league again.
Not a lot of talk about. Yeah, I hear you. Not a lot to talk about in these next two as far as the match goes.
Absolute fuck all to talk about.
Pretty even match between Leeds and Forest. Really, it was obviously a match where they were both trying to fill each other out, right?
For 85 minutes, though.
And what it really ultimately came down to was one really great moment of brilliance with a fucking phenomenal free kick.
It was an excellent free kick.
And that's it. That's the game. That's the game in a nutshell.
This was like a throwback to the well, actually, it's not a throwback because we haven't talked about it yet. You should never get beat at your near post like that.
And he did. Well,
and we're going to talk about Robert Sanchez.
Fear not, and somebody did it worse.
Josh King's goal.
Oh, yeah.
How do you get beat from there? At your near post, you weirdo.
Terrible.
It's not good. But no, did you read my notes and say that in front of me? Because that's my first sentence. Both teams seem to be probing each other and feeling out the game for 85 fucking minutes.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, there's really not much else to say in it. Both of these teams are going to give us more to talk about in other games throughout this season. This was not the game. This was two teams played a professional match in the English Premier League.
Yeah,
there was one really good shot.
One thing I do want to mention: Morgan Gibbs-White had a chance at the end, fluffed his lines completely.
Yep.
From a free kick, but that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is we need to send a shout out to his surgeon that fixed his face. I didn't notice a scar down the middle of his forehead after we saw his fucking skull last year.
Yeah, no shit.
I didn't notice it one bit. He headed the ball and didn't once wince.
Yeah, exactly.
I was quite impressed.
Well done.
Well done, surgeon. Look at that. NHS.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the NHS. He went private.
Of course he did. It took City the entire match and being down the bulk of the match to come back. They danced and pranced and cheered like you thought they might have won the league. And it was like
Bournemouth played such an outstanding game.
They really did. For me, it felt like Bournemouth ran out of gas at the end is ultimately what it came down to.
But it's also the genius of Ryan Shirky.
Right.
The reason I don't think he starts is he looks like an arrogant prick. I think he also behaves that way.
So probably gets himself in trouble with coaches.
And I don't think people trust him necessarily. But at 78 minutes, when you're 1-0 down, fucking bring him on. We got to do something.
Yep, he'll get it in.
2 pieces of magic. It was a great corner, good header for Mark Gahey, but Shirky provided the corner. And then it was just like that pass towards the end of last season. Was it against Arsenal? Maybe was. Don't remember. But it was that kind of little dinked reverse ball.
Yep.
And it found Jasko Guardiol, who shouldn't have been there as a center back, but was for some reason on the penalty spot.
Yep.
And he sorted his feet out and was able to finish Petrovic. I feel bad for Bournemouth. They were excellent. They looked like, again, this continuity that we talk about. They only buy players that buy into the system. The system seems to be coming from the owner, not even because it's throughout the the entire organization, right? We can't talk about it enough with Brentford and Brighton and teams like that. We were fortunate enough that a lot of our new signings, not fortunate necessarily, but a lot of our new signings didn't start, right? So it's a lot of the same familiar players. It was just Solis who was new.
Yeah.
And he seems from preseason to be fitting right in. So it's just this kind of continuation of we're just quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was unfortunate that they got undone a couple of times, but Bournemouth I thought played an excellent fucking game.
I don't
worry about them at all.
They're going to have a hard time because of the workload, but a hard time because of the workload means they be 13th place instead. Like, they're going to be fine.
I think they are Conference League, correct?
Yeah.
I think they honestly will do sort of what Palace did.
Have a go.
For it. They'll go for it in terms of they probably can win it. But in terms of their own revenue, in terms of their own kind of stature and prestige in the world's game as Bournemouth Athletic Football Club, is they will make sure they get out the group, right? The league phase.
Right.
Get out of the league phase so we make the most money possible. Do our best, but if it starts to falter, fuck it and focus back on the league.
Right.
So I think you may see this first part of the season be kind of not the greatest from them because they're throwing everything at that.
Right, of course.
Get the payday, fuck it off.
Yeah. Yeah. And if the draws go well and you suddenly find yourself in the final, have a go.
Then well done.
Yep.
But don't worry about it.
Newcastle, I think, did exactly all the things we thought they were going to do.
This is a really weird game.
Because we knew the new coach was going to have them play kind of gangbuster, helter-skelter, like very aggressive football, and they did. The three up front that all have question marks all looked really good. Like, Wisa looked like the Wisa that played for Brentford, right? Alanga looked like the Alanga that played for Forest, and Barnes looked like the Barnes that played for Leicester, and they all played magnificently. Their defense is good. They've improved at keeper. Not that Pope was the worst thing ever, but they needed a better keeper than what Pope was providing. The question's going to be the midfield. They're very young. They played really, really well until they didn't and made mistakes. And that's it.
The mistake was from Lewis Hall, the defender.
Yes.
Gakpo's goal was people backing off of him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Alanga looked like the Alanga that Newcastle bought from Forest.
Exactly.
Like, he looked like he's finally settled.
Exactly.
Again, even though he's closer to his home country than he was before.
Wisa didn't score, but Wisa looked fantastic.
Looked
Wisa
excellent.
Looked like the guy we know he is.
Well, yeah, but for Brentford, he was a goal scorer, right? Him and Mbeumo mirrored each other at 19 goals.
Goals will come.
But here, he played the number 10.
Yeah.
He was passing the ball like crazy and was excellent in doing so. Joe Willock, who's rumored to be going to Turkey, scored the Newcastle second, obviously.
Yep.
I mean, if he goes, what a way to say goodbye. But do you not think he gives the hierarchy something to think about? Like, that was a good finish. Maybe we should keep him.
Might want to hold on to him. Yeah, I
especially because he has Premier League experience.
Precisely.
He almost single-handedly kept Newcastle up 3 seasons ago, or whatever it was.
Agreed.
Or 4 seasons ago, whatever it was, when they bought him from Arsenal. This was a very weird game because there were a lot of very sloppy moments as well, right, from both teams. To be quite frank,
yeah.
You had this new keeper for Newcastle. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Starts with an H. I can't remember either. Doesn't matter for now. We'll run it soon enough.
He looked all right. He had a couple of pretty good saves. Florian Wirtz's chance comes to mind. Ball bounces immediately in front of him. And because it's still summer, bounces quite high, actually, because the pitch is hard, and was able to get his hand up as he was diving to divert it wide.
I think both teams looked sloppy, but I think we expected Newcastle to look a little sloppy. Liverpool did not look good.
No.
Not at all.
Defensively didn't look good particularly didn't look good.
They are gonna give up goals if they keep with what they have back there. They can.
Oh yeah,
better teams are gonna make them fucking pay.
Absolutely. But there was a very boneheaded move, obviously, from Lewis Hall. Now I heard somebody, I think maybe actively using too much grace in their analysis of it, but it was actually from the Ramble. Thought one of the guys was saying that they thought that Lewis Hall might have been trying to do one of those things that really good defenders do, where they kind of like jab step in towards you to make you think they're going to tackle you, to get you to dive, or take a heavier touch than you were meant to be taking.
Right.
And he just decided to do it when he was too close to him, so their knees clattered.
Yeah. No, he reached in.
I don't think so.
He lunged in. He didn't need to lunge in. There was no reason for it. But you're also, it's legitimately the last play of the game. If you block that, game over.
Game's
it's
over.
Done. You won 2-1.
It was
and
a little
this
bit
match
absurd.
is in the first segment because we're talking about Liverpool losing.
Yeah,
like
it was a little bit absurd. To make that challenge, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the risk reward is absolutely ridiculous, and I again, not to any significant level. I played in college, but never got paid for it. I was a center back. I know Lewis Hall's a left back, but you can't be making them tackles.
Yeah.
At that stage of the game, you trust your goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he's made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, he's looked good,
and you had covering defenders.
Trust your center backs; they're going to block it.
And you had covering defenders.
There
were people behind you.
You don't
didn't
have to make that play.
Yeah.
And for me, ultimately with Newcastle, it's like there were a lot of questions for a lot of teams going into the first game, and I know the first game ultimately means fuck all in the grand scheme, but you kind of look at it and you go like, yeah, there's not going to be any problems at Newcastle. They'll be all right. Like they'll be just fine.
And the coach seems like he gets it. The coach seems like he knows how to organize a team. Because there were question marks over him. He coached Al Hilal or Nasser. It doesn't matter. He coached whoever in Saudi Arabia. So that okay, maybe.
Yeah.
No, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he knows how to set a team up,
and it looks like the entire team's responding to him. Which as much as Howe did great things for Newcastle, and the team was no longer responding to Howe at the end of the season.
The other bit to that is the Newcastle players, like you said, look like they were playing for the shirt, but the way they applied themselves in a different system to what Howe played. I think this coach might be a really good communicator of his ideas. And they looked more first game of the season sloppy rather than Liverpool, who just looked sloppy.
Yeah. Fair.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
We should also very briefly mention this was obviously the Kevin Keegan derby. Amazing scenes pre-match after we lost Kevin Keegan a few weeks ago to his battle with cancer. Just two of the most passionate supports in all of England for one of the most beloved men in football.
Yeah.
And those pre-match scenes were amazing to see.
They were beautiful.
He deserved everything about it. And I heard somebody say it's ironic to say it. It's a weird thing to say, but I wish you could have seen it.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it
was very beautiful.
It was really dope.
Very, very beautiful. Yeah. Great fucking West London derby.
Fucking hell, this is the game of the weekend.
To finish the week. What a great end. So I don't want to get massively into, because we're already at an hour, and I want to kind of keep the thing rolling. Done. But for Chelsea, Pedro, Pedro, Morgan Rogers, and Cole Palmer all score. The three of them up front looked phenomenal.
Looked excellent.
Palmer, it looks like Palmer has tools around him, so he can just play footy and not try to put it all on his shoulders.
And smart tools around him, right? Yeah. We saw one of the people were running away from him to create space for him.
So
not getting in his way, which we've seen a few times. The other thing is he obviously was injury ravaged last season, right? He couldn't get a run of games in.
Yeah.
Couldn't find his form, and when he was playing hurt. He looks fully fit. Morgan Rogers looks like he fit right in.
Apparently, they're childhood friends. I didn't know that they are.
Yeah.
So
they met on England youth team duty a long time ago.
That's going to be massive.
And they're best friends.
Yeah,
they're best mates.
That's going to play in very, very, very well for Chelsea.
That's why they both do the cold celebration.
Because they're both their celebration.
They did that. Yeah, they said, and Morgan Rogers claims he's fucking started it.
Love
in
that.
England,
he did say that in the post presser. He was like, "It was mine first."
In England, like U16 or some shit.
Yeah.
He was like, I did it first. I don't know why he started doing it.
Yeah,
maybe because he can't spell his own name.
Probably,
But they all looked. I mean, Cole Palmer, goal and assist. Morgan Rogers, goal and assist. João Pedro, goal. No, sorry. Morgan Rogers goal, João Pedro goal and an assist.
And Pedro could have put 2 more away. Rogers could have put another one away. So now
they were excellent. Fulham never let their shoulders drop.
That's
either.
what I was going to say. So we're going to look at Fulham, and the goals are. I don't want to take anything away from it's exactly what they needed. The 2 people they needed to scored. Right, like with King and the new striker
Gonzalo Garcia.
Yeah, Gonzalo Garcia. They both scored.
And Palacios looked excellent.
Palacios looked excellent. They had good subs coming in. Like they had good people to replace people. They have good depth. They're good. The coach is got a good mindset. They seem bought in. Everything seems great. The problem is neither one of those 2 goals should have gone in because Robert Sanchez is a dog shit goalkeeper. He's an absolute dog shit goalkeeper. Like
Josh King's goal was ridiculous.
Like credit to King, run at him, hit the ball as hard as you fucking can, see what fucking happens. Especially when you got a fucking idiot who can't hold on to anything.
But that's it. When Sanchez is that bad, that becomes a tactic. What they say when you had a goalkeeper that would spill the ball? What our coaches? Shoot on sight.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Shoot on sight. Like, what does that even mean?
Crash the net, crash the net, crash the net.
Crash, right.
He's dropping it.
Get as many shots in as you can because something is going to happen like this.
That was the second goal. He fucking spilled it right into the middle.
And Gonzalo, to be fair, stole in front of his defender, and it was a good header to keep it on target.
But that ball shouldn't have been in the back of the net because Sanchez should have done his fucking job.
Should have held the ball, but he also, because of that, won me 104 cold holder American Doll hairs in live betting. But Fulham were another team that had a lot of question marks over them. They were excellent. Now, I know it's a derby, I know they were at home, but I thought Fulham were excellent. And just a couple of quick stats to close it out. 6-6 shots on target. Fulham had 62% possession. So anyone that was worried about what are we going to do now that Lukic is gone, or this player or that player or whatever,
Jimenez,
they looked quite good.
They looked very good. They looked
very organized. Good. I think Arbeloa, and you shouldn't scoff at it. Arbeloa and Xabi Alonso know each other very well. They won the World Cup together. They both played together at Liverpool and Real Madrid 262 times, I think they said. They also won 2 Euros together. They both coached Real Madrid in the same season at different times. But they're very similar in the way that they approach the game, I think. I don't think Xabi Alonso is going to be particularly happy with these possession stats or the fact that they gave up so many chances. But Arbeloa looks like he's the real deal as a manager, just based on this, because Fulham have had a lot of changeover in some key positions, and they really gave Chelsea a run for their money. They did concede goals at very inopportune times. 1st minute, 41st minute, 47th minute. So right at the start of the game, just before halftime, right after halftime.
Yeah.
And that's a sickener.
Yeah.
That's when those times is when you should be on your shit. Yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine. I can't, the right before halftime things can happen, but start of the game, end of the game. If you don't come out with 5 to 10 minutes of strong, organized, good football, you're in a world of hurt. And but they never let themselves drop, and they made a good go of it.
Yeah, it's going into not seeing them, seeing that they were making moves. I was just, like I
nothing was super exciting, right, about them.
Well, it's what they always do. They never really make any moves till right before the season starts, and you're just kind of like, "Whoa, what are they going to do?"
Right.
And I mean, they impressed. Again, it's a derby, so there's a certain amount of level for that. But I was impressed. I liked what I saw from that team, and for
I was
Chelsea,
very surprised they came out the gates the way they did.
For Chelsea, for a team who spends the way they spend, fucking fix the goalkeeper problem right now. Like, for real?
Well, don't they still have like 8 contracted goalkeepers to the club?
Yes. How one of them hasn't taken the spot yet is beyond me. But you know what? Fucking Villa has a keeper that wants to walk.
Marco Bizot?
No, fucking Emmy, and he's won a World Cup. Like, I guarantee you,
She's so angry at me.
Emmy's a fucking shit show. He's a mess. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. But you know what he knows how to do?
Save a ball.
Make a fucking save.
Yeah. At your near post.
Sure money.
All right, ladies and gents, this is Sure Money. This is where we make bets to inform you better to make your bets. And if you haven't noticed, if you're new to the show, I didn't hit a bet for almost 2 fucking years, and then last season I won it.
Yeah, because you hit 2 10-leg parlays. 2.
I think I hit 4 total bets for the season.
Yeah, but
the other 2,
2 of them were like $1,000 winners.
Yeah, the other 2 were safeties.
Yeah.
But this season I am going to take it much more seriously.
9-way parlay.
I'm not doing that. This one's only 6.
Not good gambling.
Much more seriously, and not for the comedy aspect of the bet, because I think I'm getting good at it. So
We didn't bring to the game not just the basics of football, I believe the basics of life.
I think that comment, we did not bring the basics of football, the basics of life. I think we missed everything there, Graham.
So, we don't bet the first week of the season. So we have no update for you on how much money we've made because we haven't spent any yet. Sammy, this is our first bet for season number 9.
Well,
why don't you tell me what you got going on, brother, and then I'll finish out with mine.
Last season didn't work well for me. I did, as I like to call, pulling a Graham, and ended up being $2,000 down. But my tried and true system,
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Most of the time, it works 100% of the time. All right.
Well, there's no stat yet.
Define most of the time.
Yeah, there's no stat yet, so we can't. What's the shirt we sell?
More than
Which
once.
you could find at dudripshack.com.
It's like 22.5% or something.
Yeah, that's typically where I stand. All right, so I am taking a 4-legger, but only 2 matches. I am taking City over Palace, and I am taking Arsenal over Villa, and I'm taking both of those matches to be over 2.5 total goals.
Interesting you say that.
Yeah, and
I went safer than you did.
Yeah, well, I saw that on your notes there, and that is at plus 406.
Nice. So I took a 6-legger, but 4 of my legs are
9-way parlay.
Are those 2 games? I've got City to win over 1.5. I've got Arsenal to beat Villa over 1.5. But I have Coventry and Hull to be under 3.5. Because I think they're both going to be tentative.
Feels like a 2-1.
Yeah.
Nothing bigger than a 2-1.
And that at this point could go either way, so I didn't pick a winner. Crucially, and then just judging on the actual performance of both teams, but because it is at home, I've got a double chance: Newcastle or tie with Tottenham.
Terrible with money.
That gives me plus 625.
So
I'll be ahead of you by over $200 to start the season. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to hit my bet, and you're not, and I'm going to be over you by.
I am going to hit my bet.
I'm going to be over you by 500. I do like Mel. He goes, I'm not going to do crazy 9-leg parlays anymore.
I'm
going to do sensible 6-leg parlays.
Yeah.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
Yeah, City can score goals, so that's fine. They're going to win.
You already said you got to break it down and explain
Come
it
on.
there, stud. Let's.
I mean, Villa, mine will be done by the 16th minute.
Who's scoring goals at City?
City.
Not Holland. Not his bald ass.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
Hey, we're getting this show done. If we're gonna talk about that, that's parting words. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Yeah. Did you see the phone call with Zlatan?
Yeah, Zlatan told him to lose his number. He was gonna block him.
He said, "Erase my number and block me."
Yeah.
He said, "What the fuck did you do?" He looks terrible.
Not good decisions. It was compared to the time that Felicity cut her hair.
Who's Felicity?
Oh, wrong group. Carrie
You dick should listen more to
Carrie
Mel. So,
Okay.
Remember Carrie Russell had the long, beautiful hair, and then she cut it for Felicity, and everyone just lost their minds.
Yeah. I think Vikings draw power from their hair.
Yeah.
Oh, huge mistake.
Yeah. I'm not a fan at all.
And he doesn't look good
no
either. I don't like his hairline. Is weird.
No.
No.
That's strange.
His scalp is so pink.
Yeah. And
Like
for,
a pussy.
for someone who had just won over the world
Like
at the
some-
World Cup,
yeah, to
decides
do
I'm gonna
that.
change my look.
Well, he's got to fit the cowboy hat on his head, I guess, that he bought in Dallas.
Yeah, no shit.
Maybe that's
No
the
shit.
problem.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. That's the end of the first show. 37 more of these to go, my friend. But
More than that, bub.
just congratulations. We did not talk about it on the show directly, but the 20 for 20 shit show, my friend, was our 500th episode. And
Raise a drink to that.
it has been a ton of fun doing this with you and Mel, and I'm so excited that we're back in the saddle again in doing our 9th season.
That's wild, that.
It's fucking insane, right? You know?
Yeah. We've got a whole 14 downloads, too, over the whole time.
Exactly. Fucking rocking. All right, everybody. Next up is Injury Time, where we're going to preview the weekend's action. We're going to talk about the beers we were drinking, and we're going to check in on all 3 of our adopted clubs, since we no longer do DU Does the EFL.
That's right.
DU Does EFL is not being done any longer.
Hopefully, we didn't adopt West Ham.
Yeah.
They've had a torrid start to the season.
So, should somebody want to support the show or get this show ad-free, how do they go about doing that, Mr. Graham?
Very
one last
easy.
time?
One last time for you. I'm going to put my leg out for the taxi, which all Manchester United fans seem to have ridden home in
Exactly.
The other day. It is patreon.com/DFootball Show. Sign up to that $1 tier. You will get all of the stuff Sam's been talking about. Injury Time, any extra content we post, and this show completely ad-fucking free.
God, I hope they added surcharging for all the Ubers going out of
Yeah.
Manchester. Till next week, everybody.
Guten Nacht from Newcastle.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of my lord. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking good night.